You don't know, you damn well should know. I am Rag Reynolds, and today I am asking the age-old question of, is Rag Reynolds worse than a child molester? So we've done over 20 of these videos now. Over 20 of these worse than a child molester videos. And maybe a couple of episodes in, people who were angry, they were like, why don't you ask the question of, are you worse than a child molester? People who love me, they're saying, or is Rag Reynolds worse than a child molester? And the whole time, and I said to them, you know what I said? I said, yes, it'll come at the end of the season, the series of videos. Is Rag Reynolds worse than a child molester? The video is finally here. So in this video, I'm going to review myself and tell you whether or not that I am worse than a child molester. So first up, what we're gonna do is head on over to YouTube. And as you can see here, this is Rag Reynolds' YouTube channel. And what the fuck was he thinking with this big picture of his eyes across the top of the screen? How dopey does he look in that profile picture? Now let's check out some videos. So the most recent video that I can see that looks interesting is called Boomerangs Don't Come Back. Let's see what this is about. You don't know, you damn well should know. This is a boomerang and we're going to find out if they come back. He didn't even throw the fucking thing right. I give up on this. He didn't even throw the... Why is he throwing a boomerang like what? What's he doing? He's not throwing it properly. Of course it's not going to come back. So this next video is called The Kinda Guy I Am. So let's have a look at this.
I'm not one of those guys who will smile to your face and stick a knife in your back.
That would be very nasty.
I'm a guy who will stick a knife right in your chest while you're wide awake, staring into your eyes.
That's even worse.
Do this as fast as I will slap your wife.
My wife? I don't have a wife.
Or your daughter.
My daughter? You're gonna slap my daughter on the ass? I don't have one, but that's not very nice. It's not a nice thing to do. This guy clearly isn't a very nice person. Okay, this one's called Australia Does Not Exist.
It's not real. It is not fucking
Hey,
real.
matching t-shirts.
Australia does not exist.
Why do you think that? This guy seems like he's gonna have a nervous breakdown at some point. He does not seem like a very stable human being. This one is called My Confession.
Do not mistake this video for an apology. It is not an apology video, it is a confession video. Rag Reynolds doesn't offer any apologies for anything. If my words upset you, then good. I'm glad you're telling me that's the case. It warmed my heart. I have been accused of bigotry, of being a homophobe.
Those aren't nice things to be accused of.
Being sexist.
A sexist? You're a sexist? Oh,
being
sorry,
xenophobic. Being Islamophobic.
Islamophobic? That's horrible.
Being racist. Being...
I'm sure these things aren't true. I'm sure these things...
Just being anti-minority in general.
Okay, you can't be anti-minority, I know for a fact.
Recently,
You just can't be.
I've been accused of being a rape apologist.
A rape apologist?
I am guilty as charged.
What?
But do you know what I'm not? I'm not delusional.
Did I hear that right? Did he just admit to being all those things? This is a nasty guy. This isn't a good guy. I wear this Bad Guy Inc. t-shirt ironically. He was obviously wearing his literally. He really is a bad guy. But I suppose being a bad guy doesn't make someone worse than a child molester, does it? Okay, so we're doing some Google image searching, and here's what comes up for Rag Reynolds. And there's some strange things appearing here. I don't know why there's a random black guy just sitting there. Oh, and look at this beauty. This guy, oh, look how cute he looks here with that nice white top and the long hair and the little mole or freckle on his tit. And with a Google search, I've found that he has a podcast on iTunes called On the Rag. On the Rag. Rag Reynolds. That is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, and apparently he also has a book. And the book is called The epitome of perfection, the step-by-step guide to being a great human being. I don't understand why there's a picture of you on the front cover, Rag Reynolds, because going by what I've seen, you're certainly no model human being. This book better not be written in your likeness. It better not be trying to model people after you, because that would just be wrong. Oh, and I forgot to mention this as well. When I was looking at that Australia Does Not Exist video, I discovered it was part of a playlist. He has a playlist called Australia, and in here there are 7 videos. There is Down with Australia, Australia Isn't Real, Here's Why, I Went to Australia, It Isn't Real, On the Rag 13, The People versus Australia, Australia Does Not Exist, Boomerangs Don't Come Back, and Proof That Boomerangs Don't Come Back. This guy is obsessed, he is insane, and someone needs to stop him. And now we're going to jump over to his Twitter profile. And here on his Twitter profile it says, author, YouTuber, podcaster, truth talker, follow me blindly. Australia is not real. So he claims to be a truth talker. A truth talker. Well, I suppose I haven't seen him lie about anything. He admitted to being all those horrible things, which indicates he was an honest person. So we'll continue on and read through some of his tweets, I suppose. I'm like a busy street. You better look both ways before crossing me, bum. What does that even mean? A busy street? Look both ways? That doesn't make any sense. I just ate a Big Mac for the first time. I just ate a Big Mac for the first time. 21st of July 2016. Well, you certainly look like someone who discovered them a lot sooner, probably down in your early teens. You look far too fat to have only discovered them this recently. And now here we have an example of him threatening a child. Someone said they were sorry to him, and he said, you will be. And this person was a child. Great job being a good human being there. Okay, that's it. I need to make another Australia video. Spoiler alert, it isn't real. I think you're just delusional. Why wouldn't Australia be real? It doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? You're seriously obsessed with this. You're worse than flat earthers or Holocaust deniers. You know, I feel like I want to answer this question now about whether or not Rag Reynolds is worse than a child molester, but honestly, I always thought that nothing was worse than a child molester. I don't know what could be worse than a child molester. I mean, I'm going to have to Google this. Hold on. What is worse than a child molester? Wow, so I searched this, and you know what I find? I find Rag Reynolds videos. I find Rag Reynolds videos called Worse Than a Child Molester. So I did some digging, and I found a post on Rag Reynolds' Tumblr page from October 2015, and it's called List of Things That Are Worse Than Child Molesters in No Particular Order. So I'm going to read through this list and find if anything applies to Rag Reynolds. Furries, social justice warriors, vegetarians, vegans, pescatarians, Christians, liars, old people farts, the entire ranting community on YouTube, other kin, real life vampires, 90% of internet atheists, I guess he could be considered in the 10%, I don't know. 99% of internet Wiccans, Trustafarians, every person who's ever submitted fan art to deviantart.com, everyone in 3thoughtsblogs.com, every reporter advice, people who think Tosh.0 is funny, child molesters who kill their victims, the bubonic plague, Jenny McCarthy, Date Movie, seeing the train you really needed leave because you came 1 minute late, every YouTuber trying to be random, stoners, people who take video games seriously, the government, children, shaving off the top layer of bone, random eyelashes that appear under my eyelids, someone from corporate lice, The Cleveland Show, Dane Cook, Paranormal Activity, people who eat French toast with a fork and knife, people who eat cake with a fork, mayonnaise, grown men and women who obsess over Disney, dubstep, swaggots, cutters, people who play Dark Souls, poetry enthusiasts, popular media, depressed teenagers on the internet, people who wipe the grease off of... Wait a minute. People who wipe the grease off of their food. Give me a second. Okay, so there's this video called Bacon Cooks Bacon, Is Vegan Gains Worse Than a Child Molester? And in this video, Rag Reynolds cooks some bacon. And just watch.
You know what is worse than child molesters? You know? People who wipe the grease off of their food. That's what. Show the grease wiped off your food.
Yes!
Someone's worse than a child molester.
You need to handle the bacon carefully.
Do you see this? Look at this.
Throwing it around.
He's putting it on kitchen towel, kitchen
I
roll.
have no respect for the dead. If I did, I'd be a vegan. Wonderful.
Do you see that? He wiped the grease off of his food. after saying that people who wipe the grease off of their food are worse than child molesters. He gave us the evidence himself. We didn't even need to watch everything we watched. That video alone was enough proof. He's worse. I can answer the question. I can answer the question. Is Rag Reynolds worse than a child molester? Yes, he is. And until next time, you're welcome, society.